Welcome to the studio. I'm so glad you've joined me for this creative adventure. We're doing 100 days of collage. It's so much fun. I'm showing you so many fabulous tips and techniques for your mixed media projects. So jump in and join me and let's see what we're creating today. Right, so it's all just a bit of a mess today. I am in the process of moving, shifting house and completely relocating to another city. Oh my Lord, it is stressful, it's unsettling, and I don't like being able to find what I'm looking for. So today's bridge in our fabulous week of bridges, I'm going to use this fabulous stencil by PM Studio, Ripley Railroad. Man, because I just need to get to the other side. So I've got this fabulous mask. I'm going to take some gel prints with my beautiful Japanese paper that I'm loving right now until I use the whole pack. And then we'll be on to some other obsession, going with some carbon black. Now, I'm not sure exactly how the collage will be put together, but I'm feeling the influence of the packing. Oh man, packing's the studio up. So I'm going to use this for the substrate. Yes, it's paper packaging. It's fantastic. I'm wanting to use it. I mean, look, I'm liking the lines of it. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to put it together, but we're going to. Got my Ripley Railroad and I just feel the need to get to the other side. Got my beautiful Japanese paper. Look, I can see which one it is on the back there. It's got the name on it. It's fabulous. I love this pack. I'm going to keep using it till there's none left. And then I'll have to find something else. But today, if I'm a little bit out of sorts, oh man, I'm sorry, but I am so stressed out over packing and shifting because I don't like being unorganized. That's just me. I like everything where I can find it. I don't like being in a mess, and now my whole studio is completely upside down, literally. Oh yes, that's beautiful. Look at that, loving that. I can feel the calm now because that looks beautiful. Look at that, look at that. Loving that. Yes, probably abstract because I love the pattern of the Ripley Railroad. I think it's a great analogy for me. I'm trying to get to the other side, and you know, the railroads have been good through history for connecting countries and peoples and trade and prosperity. And you know, maybe that's all good for me. I'm getting connected to a different people, place and prosperity. Yes, I'll take that. You can have that too. That's today's word. We're getting connected to people, place, and prosperity. Yay! Oh, yes, that's just flipping beautiful. I'm loving that so much. I am feeling that. Well, let's just do a couple more. We won't do a lot because we've got to move on and make collage. Which one do we like better? Don't know. Might use both. Let's just do one in bronze. So we'll just roll off the black off the brayer. And let's throw some of the beautiful iridescent bronze fine on the plate. I didn't clean the plate, as you can see, so there'll be a little bit of a ghost print, a little bit of smudgy black on there, and I really don't mind that. I also haven't cleaned the stencil, so that'll put a smudgy mark on as well. But, you know, I'm going with the grungy today. We're going all Ripley Railroad today, and let's see how that looks. See, the black is still going to be on the stencil, and I think that'll look pretty cool, actually. Let's get another one of these glorious papers. Don't you love the way they tell you which side is the back? You know, I don't mind this side. This side's kind of got more texture, but apparently the other side is the right side to use. But who says, right? Who makes up these rules? Seriously, who said I can't use the other side? So if you're feeling a little out of sorts today, I'm with you. Because man, this whole shifting really does my head in. How does that look? Oh yes, gotta love me a bit of bronze. Glad we're doing some bronze. We'll pull that print. Look at that, that's beautiful. Yes, I'm gonna put it on this other piece of the Japanese paper. And then we'll have black and bronze to choose from. Let's just keep it simple. We're going to collage onto that fabulous piece of paper packaging. How are we going to attach it? Not sure. We haven't got to that step yet. Don't rush me. I'm working on it. And did I mention half my stuff is in a box somewhere? Man, it could get a bit rough today. Just be warned. Just be warned. It could get a little gnarly today. Righto, let's see how much that picked up. Oh, that's a really, really beautiful print. I like that. I really like the texture. I like the pattern, yes. Thank you, P&M, for this fabulous stencil because I am feeling this today. Righto, I'm just going to pull the ghost print in. Let's go with copper. Yes, let's just throw a bit of copper on there and pull that print. Because, you know, we can't leave it there on the plate. Let's see how the copper pulled up. Beautiful. I just used the Japanese calligraphy paper from my other stack, and that looks fabulous. The plate is now clean and we're ready to collage with a few little prints. Yay! Right, so I have my paper packaging, inspiration, my corrugated card, and I think this episode should be how to create great art with limited supplies. Because every time I think, oh, well, I'll get this or I'll use that, it's in a flaming box somewhere. I tell ya, if I don't snap a brain this week, it'll be amazing. I'm loving these, what we just did just now, 2 seconds ago, loving them. I've pulled out this piece because it's nice and thick, and I pulled out this weird looking piece. I know, man, seriously. It's going to be very interesting what comes out this week. And I've got this strange print. So these are the weird things I'm going to be working with, and we'll see what we create. Now we want something quite thick and textured for the base so it sticks onto our corrugated card. That's why I pulled this out, and the colour's working. I don't mind it. I don't know where we were going, but I don't mind that. This is pretty cool because it's thick, right? It's weird, but I don't like the straight edge. So if man, it's tough. I don't even know. I don't know where I got it from or what the heck it is, but clearly it's not just paper. It's got some kind of mesh on it, and it's really hard to tear, but it'll be great base because it'll be nice and solid on my corrugated card. Righto, well, I'm going to persist with this. Oh, man. I'm going to tear the edge so that it has that, because that's pretty cool. I'm liking that. And that. And then we have to just, and this, because this is weird. And I'm feeling weird, man. How to create art in a weird headspace. Oh, that'd be a good title. Let's call it that. I'm really not sure where I got this from, because it's been in the cupboard, right? Because I've been pulling everything out of the cupboards to move. And I'm like, oh, man, look at that. It's really textured, really quite weird, but I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling weird and textured. All right, I'm using that. I'm loving that. Now, I would tell you to use PVA glue for anything this thick and this textured and this uneven surface. Definitely use PVA glue. But I don't have any because it's in a stinking box. And it's packed, and I don't know where it is. Man, Oh man, so I'm going to use my matte gel medium, but I would recommend to you to use PVA glue, because I would, if I could find it, I would be using that. But I'm not. Now, if you make jelly prints and they're really weird like this, I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. I was doing some kind of free form marking on the gel plate and I'm like, that was dumb. But I kept it, of course, because we keep it all. But today I'm feeling weird. So this is really working for me today. Keep your weird prints, because you just might one day be in a weird headspace because you're moving somewhere and you're all freaked out and everything's a mess and it's messing you up. And then you're going to go, you know, I'm feeling that today. So, yeah, you could just keep your weird gel prints, because you don't know, one day you might actually feel like it. So something's happening with that. It's very textural, I know. I really hope my matte gel medium's going to hold it all down. And we're going to put some of this on, maybe. Or some of this one. I'm feeling the black. Yes, we are. Very dramatic today. So I'm just tearing the hard edge off my fabulous Ripley Railroad. Now, do I want it this big? Probably not. But it's a good place to start. And this bit that I'm tearing off, we're going to be keeping that, because that'll be a great little piece in the scrap bag for another day. On there and on there. I'm liking the pop of white, even though it's kind of bizarre. You know, we're heading somewhere. Maybe we need the bronze as well. Yes, I do think we do need some bronze as well. Do we want that one or that one? Maybe this one. Okay. Maybe we want some of this one. It's all very textural today. All very thick and chunky and textural. So I'm liking the shape and color of that one. That could go on as well. Okay, something like that. That's kind of fun. I'm liking that plan. And then I'll find something else, some other small bits to add to it, I'm thinking. Maybe I'll put the bottom pieces down and see if my matte medium holds them before I put this piece on, because I might get some other little pieces from the scrap bag to go on it as well. All right, let's start with that. Let's give that a try. Well, I think the matte medium is holding better than I expected. That's pretty cool on my fabulous paper packaging substrate. Now, what's next? Well, you know how I got this piece out, but I think now it's too big. It's too, like, consuming. I don't know if I want to take up that much space with this. So I could try tearing it down. That'll be tough, but I could try. What else could I could put some of the beautiful gossamer paper on here, because we're liking this textured feel today. That could work up there or there or there somehow with those textured bits. Yeah, I'm feeling that. And then, I could even add some of this textured white. I really love this paper. Libby put me onto this paper. And I have been in love with this paper since I touched it. Because it's so beautiful and soft. And you can paint it. Like, you can spray it with the eye inks. The only thing when you're using eye inks, I use eye inks on that handmade piece there, is it might reconstitute onto this white paper, and the white paper may absorb the honey of the eye ink. So I'm okay with that. If it does do that, that's fine. I can live with that. But I think I'll put some of this on there. If it doesn't look any good or I hate it, then I'll just put something else over it. It's no drama, really. But this is really too big. I'm not happy with that. I could try maybe ripping it in half, so it's like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll try. Oh, man, it's so hard. It's so hard to tear. Righto, let's cut a section. Tearing it, it was just not an option. So we could cut this, maybe tear that bit. Oh, man. and see how that looks. I'm liking all the fibrous edge of it. Yeah, that's better because it was just too big. So there's an option. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's okay. I can live with that. Righto, that's how far we've gone. Now, I want to add some colour, of course. What colour? Well, what colour would you think I'd like to add? I've got some red moonscape paper. I actually used this in last year's 100 Days of Collage, and I loved it, of course. So we might have to add perhaps a little bit of moonscape paper because the colour's really nice. It's a very soft red, and it's working with our other earthy tones. I'm thinking, oh, that edges are a bit garbage. Turn it around. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I can live with that. Now, what are we going to do? What else are we going to do? Well, we could add some beehive paper. See, I'm pulling out last year's papers because I still have them and I haven't packed them yet. I mean, what can you do when you've got limited art supplies? I stink Louise and everything's in a flaming box. Well, that could work. We could put some, I like this. Do we like this plan? I like this plan. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. That'll probably absorb that colour and that's fine. I can live with that. Now we need something here. I think we could come back to our beautiful Ripley Railroad because we took such nice prints. So I'm thinking perhaps we could add some of the bronze one. What kind of shape? Should we cut a circle? I mean, really? I probably haven't packed Nana's cereal bowl yet, so, you know, we could go. I know I packed my templates. Stink Louise, I did too. I'm going to go and get a bowl out of the kitchen and see how that would look. I'm thinking a circle right there with the beautiful bronze print. Oh, man, everything's flaming packed. Okay, so I found a bowl that wasn't packed. Oh, man. This is tough. This one wasn't packed. But then I've just remembered I've packed the inner circle template. Stink. So I got a eye makeup remover pad. And we'll see if that works. Oh man, I'm telling you, that's not going to be a good circle because it's not stiff enough. It's going to be wonky. Just know, oh man, that's not good. Don't use an eye makeup remover pad. It's not strong enough to get a decent circle. But we're going with it. We've just got to keep moving forward. We've got to get across this bridge and we just got to get to the other side. Everything will be all right. As long as I don't snap a brain. In the meantime, everything will be fine. Oh. Okay, well, that's that bit. But the middle bit's going to be the tricky bit because I didn't draw a very good circle. So don't pick on my circle because I've got very limited supplies and everything's in a box somewhere. The eye makeup remover pad did not produce the best circle shape. Just saying. It's not a reliable circle. But that's the best we're going to be doing today because, man, everywhere I turn, something's in a box. So we're just going to have to push on and not be too particular about exactness. We're going to embrace our imperfections. I know. It's going to be my tagline for the next month. Righto, so let's put the least crappiest circle side down. Do we like the circle? I like the circle. I like the print that it's on. I like the color of it's working, the shape, the size is fine. We just got to get all the pieces in the right position. That makes us happy and we'll be okay. We could put another black one of these, if I could find one in the center like that. That'd give it some more strength. Yes, I like that idea. Oh man, I've got to go find one. A scrap bag might have one left. We'll give it a shot. How about I glue all that down and then we'll see where we're at. Man, that inner circle is not overly brilliant, just saying. Don't look too close. I'm going to glue that down and then we'll decide if it needs anything else or if I should just cart it out to the skip bin. Seriously. Okay, well, I think a few things got shifted around in the gluing on, but that usually happens when I do things because I don't take a photo, which you could do if you want it to be exactly, but I also just go with the process of how it turns out when you actually put it down. And I'm okay with that. Things always get moved around. Sometimes good, sometimes not so much, but I'm liking that. That's a good solid base. See how the ink of the handmade paper that I sprayed with the Isings is coming through? I knew it would do that and I'm okay with that. Same with this paper. That ink will bleed through into the white and I think it's gonna look really good. I actually really like that color. It's working well. The texture on the paper is fabulous. I like all these little bits and pieces. I think it's okay. Maybe I don't have to throw it in the skip bin, but I don't know, man. We're not done yet, are we? Now, I've got my beautiful circle piece to put on, which I'm trying to find the least offensive side that doesn't look so bad. Probably like that, or over that way, or up there. You can see why things change as I glue it down, can't you? Because, you know, I don't mind it there. A little bit off center. If we go with that, it's off center, which I don't mind because, you know, I am feeling a little off center today. So let's put it there. Well, I stuck with my off center plan. I'm really enjoying this stencil today. I think the prints look fabulous. And I like using the same stencil a few times in a piece of work because it just creates that harmony. It makes it more connected because it's a similar pattern that you see repeated. That works really well. So yay for us. Now, do we want something in the center? And I'm feeling like I want some vertical line here, which will mimic our beautiful background on our corrugated card and just to strengthen the composition there. So what about some of the pieces, the little offcuts from this print? We could put a couple of those pieces down there. That could work. Or even this one, the bronze or the black. Yeah, it's an option. I don't know if I'm in love with the option, but it's an option. Could work. Then we're repeating those colors and that pattern. And the vertical line just gives it a little bit of grounding. I don't mind it. We'll sit them there and we'll think about that. Now, is there anything else we want to add to our very special collage today? I was going to say beautiful, but I don't know if it is, man. I'm struggling with this one. I don't really know, man. What do you think? Shall I put it in a skip bin or should we just let it live? That's the question. I want something for there. There's a bit of a hole there. Right, so I like this idea, but I think it needs more. So I rummaged through the scrap bag and I think I like the idea of putting on some numbers. I really like the numbers. And it works with our railway theme. You know, we've got to know which platform we're on. So I've got a few of these little number stencils and I'm just going to rip off a single line and see how that looks. I could still leave that paper there and just add it to it, or I could take it away. Let's have a look and see. I'm liking the bronze, I'm liking the red. Actually, I don't mind those textured colors of the black and the white underneath. I think I'll leave all of it. I'm just going to have it all. I could even move it to the edge here, maybe. Baby, let's go on the edge. I'm on the edge today, so what the heck? Let's take that to the edge there. and we'll put the other one a little bit further over next to it. Like that. That'll work. I like that idea. I still want something for there, so I could perhaps put one of my handmade little mark making circles, which is on tissue paper. So the tissue does dissolve quite nicely, and you then will still see the fabulous red underneath. So that's what I'm thinking. At least I haven't packed my scrap bag. Guess you got to be happy for some small mercies. Yes, that looks fabulous. So do we think we need anything else? You know, I don't know. I'm going to let this dry with those pieces, and then I don't think it needs anything else, because when I look at it, I'm really happy with the way the composition's sitting. I like the way that the ink's coming through on these papers. I'm loving that little bit of moonscape in red, and I think this weird paper here is really working well. So put those on, let it dry, and then we'll see if it needs anything else. So what do you think about the fabulous collage today? Now, there can be quite a frustration when you don't have all of the art supplies that you want, or that you think you should get, or that, you know, they're packed in a box somewhere and you can't reach them. But it can make you resourceful. It makes you use other things. I would have never thought about using the corrugated cardboard if it wasn't for all this packing around me and the fact that so many things were already boxed up. But I think the collage has come together all right in the end, and although it can be a tad frustrating, it is actually really good for your creativity to have these challenges, because it'll make you think outside your comfort zone. It'll push you past what you've done before and where you've been before, and that ultimately will make you a better artist. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I'm glad you're with me on this journey, because let me tell you, it's not an easy one. I can't wait to see what you're creating, and I hope you're going to show me in the Facebook group. Thanks for joining me today in the studio. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Now, if you need more information or want to know where the links are, they'll be in the description under the video. Make sure you check that out. There's also discount codes. Hello. And don't forget, there's a playlist. If you've missed any of the episodes, you can find it in the playlist. I hope you're joining me on this adventure, and I'd love to see what you're creating. Yay!